Hey guys, welcome back. Today's topic, we're gonna go over five tips that you should know. Hello everyone, my name is Chloe Alice and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's topic, we're gonna go over 5 tips when starting your transition. Now, just to start, I know that everybody's transition is a little different and you don't have to transition the same exact way as I transitioned or the person next to you's transitioned. This is just some tips that I've picked up due to having transitioned. Maybe it would come a little bit easier for you. So we'll go ahead and go straight into the tips. Tip number 1 would be have a thick skin. And I say that because people are going to make fun of you. Friends that you've had before some of them are going to treat you differently, and some people will bully you. I definitely have got my fair share of that at the job that I work in. I was transitioning. I'd been there 2 years prior to transitioning and now 2 years after transitioning, and I still get bullied sometimes. So just know going into it to have a very thick skin and don't really care what they say because this is your transition. They have nothing to say about it. And you will be better if you have a thick skin. The second tip I have for you is to find a support group, because you will get bullied and it is going to be kind of hard at times. So find a group of people that care about you, that you can connect with, whether it be maybe a best friend that knows about your transition beforehand because you told them, and they can really be there for you. Or there's trans groups all around everywhere. There's trans Facebook groups. You can look up local trans groups. LGBT groups are great outlets for a support group. I know whenever I was starting transitioning, it's not the best place, but I found a lot of friends at this bar that I went to. There was some things going on in my life, and I had been going to this bar for a while, and they kind of knew who I was before and continuing through my transition, and it really helped me. I made a lot of friends there that cared about me, and when I was having a hard day, it was easy to go and talk to them, and it really helped. So definitely find yourself a support group that you can fall back on if things get too hard. Tip number 3 is gonna be comfortable. When you start transitioning, you're gonna want to take everything really, really fast, and you're gonna want to get it all started. And my advice to you is just to be comfortable with what you are wearing. Be comfortable with yourself. And I know that whenever I started transitioning, like all I would do was like mascara and eyeliner for like the longest time, because I didn't want to seem like I was jumping straight into transitioning. I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and that's another thing. It took me 1 whole year. I told myself 1 whole year of transitioning before I started on hormones, because I wanted to be sure this was exactly what I wanted to do. It's a very hard and long and expensive process, so I wanted to be sure that this was 100% what I wanted to do. So I was comfortable when the time came to getting hormones. I remember when the first time I wore a dress out anywhere, it was really nerve-wracking. It was so nerve-wracking, and I just felt like nervous the whole time, and like people are gonna look at me weird, and they're gonna know that I'm transitioning. And so I just tell you that to be comfortable with whatever you're gonna do before you set out to do it, if that makes sense. And that also goes with the support group that you have. If you are comfortable and you're with the people that support you, then it should be awesome. It should be an amazing time, and you should be okay. You're not gonna get all worried and stuff, and it's gonna be more of like an excitement rather than like, oh, I'm so scared of what's gonna happen. Tip number 4 may come to a shock to you, but just more of starting out than in the long run. It would be no dating. And I know that sounds weird because for the most part you would want to find a partner and experience that with them. But in my opinion, the people that will be setting out for you or would be interested in you at the beginning are going to be people that aren't going to be there for the long run. They're going to be people that are more interested in putting something on their bucket list, like, oh, this person's trans and I know that they're trans, maybe I want to have a fling with them or something like that. And that's not what you're wanting. You're going to want to have a relationship with somebody that cares about you no matter what. And I eventually found somebody that does. But you don't want the people that are just going to do that at first. You also, like I said, you want to be comfortable with yourself, not worried about like other things. You want to take care of yourself, get yourself ready for that person that you're gonna find, you know. And it's gonna be really hard at the very beginning of your transition because you are worried about things like that, like how am I gonna look and how I feel and stuff like that. So I would just say give it a little while before you start dating when you start transitioning. I think it took me 2 years to really like know that I was okay to start dating. And number 5 would be the most important is to have fun. This is a choice that you made and it's an amazing choice. You know, you're living your life authentically and the whole point is to have fun and enjoy yourself and go through life. So when you're feeling down or anything, just know that you're doing this for a reason. You're much happier and people on the outside will see that you're happier, and you just go at it with your heart high and your heart full and your head high, and just know that you can take over the world. So be happy and live your life, you know. So let's go. In conclusion, we'll go back over the tips. Tip number 1 would be to have a really thick skin. People are bullies and you're not going to let them bully you. You're going to have a thick skin. Tip number 2 is to have a support group. Find some local LGBTQ communities, find a best friend, somebody to talk to when times get hard. Tip number 3 would be comfortable. You're going to go into some situations that are very stressful and nervous, and you're going to be comfortable before you take any other steps towards anything else. Tip number 4 would be no dating. You want to work on yourself first before you start venturing off onto anybody else. You know, you want to make sure that your temple is good. And tip number 5 would be to have fun, guys. Have fun. It's amazing. It's a fun time. It's wonderful, and you're gonna love it. All right, guys, well, that wraps up my 5 tips when starting transitioning. I want to thank you guys for watching this video to the end, and hopefully you liked it, or there were some tips that really help you out in the future. If you have any tips of yourself, please feel free to put them in the comments below. Maybe something that I didn't say helps anybody, but maybe something that you add on to it when people are going through the comments, they see and they like, so, or it helps them. So feel free to do that. Thank you so much. If you're new here, please subscribe. We will be posting videos pretty regularly, but until I figure out like a system or what I'm gonna do of how many videos I'm gonna post a week or something like that. But thank you for being here, and thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys. Love you. When starting transitioning, have a support group. Find some